Observe how a significant life transformation begins when specific habits are consistently woven into a daily routine. The reality is, the life one truly desires often becomes attainable when daily practices carry substantial weight. The central principle is this: to attain the life envisioned, one must evolve into the person who genuinely deserves it. And to embody that individual, consistent action is required. This involves daily repetition of actions that progressively shape one's personality, values, behaviors, thoughts, and overall engagement with life circumstances. These consistently repeated sequential actions are precisely what are called habits. Indeed, each day that habits are upheld marks a definitive step towards an ideal life. Conversely, each day of failure allows that ideal life to recede, leaving aspirations as mere dreams. This video will precisely address those fundamental, crucial habits that should be non-negotiable every single day. The aim is not merely to enhance productivity or work performance, but to cultivate profound vitality, boundless energy, and true happiness. To experience life in vibrant color rather than in a dull monochrome. So without further delay, let's delve into the first one. The first key habit: cultivating non-negotiable daily practices. Consider this. When preparing for an exam, the goal isn't just to attempt it, but to thoroughly prepare. When undertaking a marathon, the focus isn't merely on completion, but on disciplined training. When facing life's challenges, the objective isn't guaranteed success, but to fortify one's character through the experience. There is a curious observation regarding those who dismiss habits. Sometimes even highly successful individuals undervalue them, implying that occasional lapses are inconsequential. While minor deviations may seem harmless, the true strength lies in consistent preparation. That is the profound power of habits. Extensive exploration within personal development reveals a myriad of routines, habits, tips, and strategies. A common pitfall is to overload one's routine with so many habits that insufficient time remains for actual productive work and advancement. This is an error often encountered by those dedicated to continuous personal growth. It is a shared mistake, yet the solution is not to eliminate habits entirely, nor to express frustration and complain about them. Instead, it involves thoughtful experimentation to identify and compose an ideal routine consisting of truly non-negotiable habits. The first habit, therefore, is to diligently follow those non-negotiable habits daily, propelling one towards the highest level of performance. Focus on the core. There exists a critical 20% of habits that yield 80% of results. Discover these pivotal habits, clearly define them, and then respect them every single day, without fail. This disciplined approach will undoubtedly elevate anyone to the next level. Now, for the second habit: strategic, focused work. Consider the remarkable bamboo plant. When planted, it may spend up to 6 years showing minimal outward growth, dedicating its energy beneath the surface. Yet after those years of consistent, unseen development, one day a tiny shoot emerges. A small sprout quickly turns into significant growth. Within just 2 weeks, the bamboo can soar 2 meters, and in a mere 3 months, it can reach over 50 meters tall, demonstrating truly exponential growth. This phenomenon is highly instructive. During those initial 6 years, the bamboo is diligently building an incredibly strong root system, which is the foundation that allows it to later achieve such rapid, resilient growth. The deep analogy between bamboo and focused work is profoundly relevant. Uninterrupted, consistent effort is far more potent than intense, sporadic bursts of activity. While discussions about working 10 or 12 hours may arise, such approaches are often neither sustainable nor healthy. There exists a far more powerful strategy. The immense strength lies in defining a specific number of hours for dedicated work, study, or preparation towards one's objectives. Critically, this deep work must be non-negotiable and respected every single day. Whether it is 3, 4, 5, or 6 hours, that committed time must be allocated daily. This represents the second crucial habit: to engage in focused work for a designated number of hours no matter the circumstances. This duration is often recognized as the minimum required to ensure consistent progress, foster creativity and innovation, cultivate a sense of accomplishment, and prevent feelings of a day wasted. Any time exceeding this baseline is of course a bonus. One might consider 5 hours a modest amount, but it is important to realize that an immense minority of individuals actually commit to 5 hours of intensely focused work. Experience this for yourself, try it consistently for at least 90 days, and observe the transformative results. Moving on to the third crucial habit: adopting the ideal person framework. Highly successful individuals often share a profound framework that radically shifts one's perspective on life. The wisdom is not to merely chase goals, but to align daily behaviors, actions, and decisions with the ideal version of oneself who has already achieved those aspirations. A critical question to consistently ask is this: do daily actions, decisions, and thoughts truly reflect those of the person living the life one dreams of? This is the third non-negotiable habit, a powerful mental framework. Consistently think, act, and decide as the person one aspires to become. To illustrate this philosophy, consider a mental framework centered on evaluating consequences. Everyone faces challenging decisions, moments when choosing between right and wrong feels difficult. A highly effective method is to meticulously calculate actions and their multi-degree consequences. For instance, imagine a commitment to peak physical transformation. The act of consuming a small indulgent treat. The first-degree consequence would be momentary pleasure. The second-degree consequence, a fleeting reward for the palate. However, the third-degree consequence could be a deviation from physical well-being. The fourth-degree consequence might involve failing to uphold one's commitment to a specific dietary plan. The fifth-degree consequence could be a diminishing of self-integrity, as one has not honored their word or demonstrated diligence.
The sixth-degree consequence of this lowered self-confidence might hinder performance in critical situations, such as delivering a presentation, giving a speech, closing a business deal, or making a sale, thereby lacking the necessary conviction for success. The seventh-degree consequence, all overarching objectives could be compromised or entirely missed. A cascade of negative outcomes could follow. Therefore, that single, seemingly insignificant act of indulgence, when viewed through this lens of multi-degree consequences, simply isn't worth it. The calculation itself reveals the choice. Simply decide not to engage in the action. Next, eternal energy management. Envision everything around you, objects, people, environments, as batteries, either charged with energy or depleted. Every interaction, every space, will either vitalize you or drain your energy. For instance, have you observed feeling less energized after leaving a busy commercial center? Many frequent these places to assuage anxieties or problems through consumerism. For an individual with positive, high-vibration energy, a commercial center can leave one feeling depleted and fatigued. The collective energy there can be draining. Regardless of any skepticism or labels like crazy or unconventional, simply focus on analyzing your own physical and mental state. How does one feel after visiting a commercial center compared to
spending time in a library or in nature? Please observe your feelings after engaging with certain places or individuals that appear to deplete your energy. Without judgment, simply conduct this experiment for yourself. The practice is to maintain an exceptionally strict management of one's personal energy. For example, tasks like grocery shopping, running errands, or administrative duties, which are often energy draining, can be strategically delegated. Resources are often available to outsource such tasks to professionals, thereby preserving one's valuable energy and time. This allows for the allocation of conserved energy towards pursuits that are truly invigorating, fulfilling, enriching, and deeply motivating, those activities that significantly advance one's life projects. Actively avoid interactions with negative individuals who deplete energy. Proactive measures can be taken to prevent such encounters. Conversely, actively seek out and foster connections with people who are uplifting and energizing. Within this comprehensive approach to energy management, also extend this conscious awareness to the objects and environments one engages with, cultivating positive relationships with all elements of one's surroundings. Beyond managing external energy, it is crucial to first embody a source of constructive energy oneself. Strive to be the individual who uplifts others rather than diminishing them, who supports rather than drains. Being that positive example is paramount. It materializes the very rule being discussed. Let's embrace the fifth habit, unwavering dedication to health and physical well-being. The journey of physical transformation often begins with a critical self-assessment. While it may initially reveal perceived shortcomings, the true power lies in embracing the challenge to pursue one's best physical version. This commitment involves dedicating oneself to the process, striving for continuous improvement, and making a steadfast promise to maintain progress. It frequently necessitates making sacrifices, but these are conscious choices in favor of health and vitality. But why is this so profoundly important? It extends far beyond mere physical health or energy levels. It fundamentally shapes discipline, fortifies character, enhances personality, and even impacts professional presence. When encountering an individual who demonstrates a well-maintained physique and clearly embodies diligent effort, there is an inherent inclination to respect their advice and insights more deeply than someone whose physical well-being appears neglected. This is because a fit individual serves as a compelling example of self-mastery, showcasing not only their capabilities and skills, but also their unwavering values through their body, character, and personality. Such a presence instills greater trust, conveying resilience, perseverance, strong habits, character, and strength, thereby signifying an individual capable of navigating challenges. As for a recommended regimen, aim for 5 training sessions per week, a consistent 5 or 4 sessions without fail. Additionally, make it mandatory to achieve 10,000 steps every single day. This can be accomplished not only by walking outdoors, but also indoors, perhaps on an incline, while listening to a podcast, task batching, or even learning a language. The key is daily movement. While 5 or 4 intense training days may not be feasible for everyone, daily sessions of physical activity and mobility are absolutely essential. Every day, without exception or designated rest days, because that unwavering consistency and discipline are paramount. Physical activity must become as integral to one's routine as brushing teeth. Furthermore, and perhaps even more critically, prioritize mindful nutrition. One can engage in endless physical activity, but if the dietary pillar is overlooked, progress will be hindered. Often, excessive consumption or poor food choices are the root cause of unwanted fat gain. Therefore, a robust education in healthy eating is crucial, extending beyond just what consumed to how and when. For example, adopting ancient dietary wisdom, such as the Japanese Harajachi-bu principle, eating until 70% full, promotes a feeling of lightness and optimal satiation. Moreover, consider implementing periods without food consumption. Various intermittent fasting durations have been explored, with 14 to 16 hours often demonstrating optimal benefits.
For meal timing, integrate carbohydrates strategically around sports sessions or during the main meal, and ensure dinner is lighter, comprising lean proteins and greens to support restful sleep. These are the fundamental principles to consistently uphold. It goes without saying that processed foods, liquid calories, sugars, and refined ingredients should be systematically avoided. This is simply a matter of dedicated health and food education. The final, indispensable habit, safeguarding your health through quality sleep. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a fundamental biological necessity. It is essential to be discerning about pervasive messages from certain gurus or entrepreneurs who propagate the toxic idea that to achieve success, one must sacrifice sleep, working tirelessly while others rest. Such a narrative often leads individuals to compromise their essential rest, mistakenly believing it is the path to greatness, when in reality, it is detrimental. Sleep provides far beyond mere energy repair. It elevates one's morning energy levels, fuels creativity and innovation, fosters happiness, and enhances overall vitality. It's not simply about avoiding next-day fatigue, it's about optimizing cognitive performance. For anyone engaged in qualitative work, creative projects, or focused study, adequate sleep is absolutely crucial. Therefore, the last habit to prioritize is sleep, both in terms of quantity and vitally, quality. Achieving quality sleep involves modifying specific aspects of one's daily routine to facilitate deep, restorative rest. How can this be accomplished? For example, eliminate mobile phone use before bed. Incorporate calming activities like meditation or journaling to unwind before sleep. Avoid heavy meals close to bedtime. And most importantly, sleep in a completely dark room. The significance of this cannot be overstated. A study involving 800 individuals with depression in Japan revealed a remarkable finding. Participants who slept in a completely dark room showed a decrease in their depression symptoms. Conversely, those who slept in a room with even minimal light experienced a 73% increase in depression. This stark contrast underscores the profound importance of adjusting environmental factors and daily routines to achieve truly restorative, high-quality sleep. This concludes the essential insights presented today. It can be confidently stated that consistently implementing these habits for at least 90 days will lead to a complete and radical transformation in one's life. Sincere gratitude is extended for your presence and valuable time. If this video has provided utility, please do not hesitate to show support by liking the video and leaving a comment. These small, free gestures have a significant impact on the mission to deliver the best content, helping everyone elevate their lives to a higher level. Thank you as always for your focused attention, a deep appreciation for your engagement as we collectively strive for continuous personal improvement. Until the next video, take care.